Hello, welcome to another day in my life. It is a Wednesday, April 6th. It's about 8 o'clock. Getting my day started a little bit later than what? Like that's part of it too. I think I'm already like jumping into what I want to talk about this morning, which is like my mindset of that I'm a morning person and I get way more done in the morning. That is true. That's still true. But right now I found myself needing more sleep. I found myself like I just am tired and my body is like, you need to rest. And I have a lot going on this month physically because of dance and the dance show being at the end of the month. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to my body and I'm gonna get the sleep that I need. And so what I'd originally thought about was like the nights I don't have dance, trying to be in bed and asleep by 10, get 9 hours, which is really what my body would like. If I could like make it work, it's getting 9 hours of sleep at night. I've only ever made it a priority, or not priority, but just I sleep in on the weekends. And when I let myself sleep in without an alarm, it's usually 9 hours. That's what my body wants. And so I was like, okay, I can do that during the week from 10 to 7. So when I planned out my week this week, which I'll show you my weekly plan when I plan out my day, was to start at 7. But last night we went and saw a show. And so by the time we got home and got settled and like got in bed, I did not get to sleep until closer to 11. So I let myself sleep until 8 this morning, just now getting my day started, getting kicked off with my morning routine. So part of my morning routine is filling out my No BS planner. And this, I've flipped through this before in a video. This is the health planner that I use. It's part of the No BS weight loss program that I have joined. If you watched my quarterly goal, If you watch my quarterly goals video, I did talk about how I'm reevaluating my membership as part of like being a part of the paying membership, because I'm just not using all of the additional services, but like using the planner and the method, the system, it really does work for me. That I would not quit. I would just have to download the PDF and then print out my own version of the planner instead of ordering the printed version from the company. That said, one of the things that I've been doing this month, getting better about, or back to this month, is sending a photo of what I put in my No BS planner every day to the texting tier of the Patreon community. So at the $30 level, you get a text from me every day, regardless of what your goals are. That's very, covers all goals, and it's inspiration or tip or question or something like that. But for a subset, if they're interested, this is like an optional, if you would like to hear about my health goal journey, I have been sending texts of my planner every day, and that they're not expecting it. It's extra, it's additional. Like, and if I miss a day, I don't feel bad, but having those people that I send my planner to every day really holds me extra accountable to filling it out every single day on the days that sometimes I don't really feel like filling it out. So just like a random reminder tip that like, it's having somebody else that you send it to, like whether it's a health goal, a planner, a picture of you doing something specific, your actual planner with things checked off, whatever it is really beneficial. If you don't feel like you have anybody in your life, come join us in Patreon. I will be that person for you. You can send it to me. Some of them will send me their plans back. Or maybe it's joining social media. Like I will say, the first time I started talking about my personal goals here on YouTube, that was like just extra accountability for me. Knowing that I was gonna come talk about my goals to you was a level of accountability. Now, did it mean I did it perfectly every time? No, like I still messed up, I still missed days, but it really did help a lot. Okay, time to get my day planned out. And it is Wednesday, the 6th of April. And I am slated to finish my morning routine according to my Routinary app right now at, well, I'm a little bit late because I just set up the camera. So it says, this is what I love about the app, right? So I'm in the middle of planning my day. It says I'm gonna finish my routine at 11:10. Obviously, it's like barely morning at that point, Laken, but hopefully I can push a little bit and finish it by 12. However, one of the places I usually try and like get extra time in my morning routine is getting ready, and I don't fully get ready for the day, but because I have a live today, I will fully get ready. But I'm gonna go ahead and draw this arrow down to 11. We're just gonna go from there. Okay, so referencing my weekly setup. If you watched the weekly plan with me where I set up this week, I did talk about I'm trying something new with projects in my business. That's what these marketing coaching Patreon sections are. But yet somehow I still am not, I'm behind. Like there are things from earlier in the week that I haven't done. I still haven't responded to my accountant's email about taxes, which I need to do that. I didn't do my digital cleanup routine, and I didn't finish this Instagram content. So between the fact that I'm getting a much later start today and like those three things really are gonna take priority over these two like project chunks. So let's go ahead, let's eat the frog. Let's get those taxes out of the way first. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put it a half hour because I think I'm being like a little bit ridiculous thinking that it's gonna take me a full hour to do whatever she needs me to do. And then I'll go ahead and do the Instagram content before. I'll show you when I do that. Like I'll bring you along and tell you a little bit more about how I plan out my content for the month. I know a lot of people have asked about like how I plan content, Instagram, YouTube, all those things. So I'll share a little bit about that later. And then we have the live at 1. And then I need to do the recap. I've been really bad lately about doing this right afterwards. And then I only have one one-on-one call today at 3. That's the only one I've got. So then after that call, I will do my digital cleanup routine that I was originally doing Fridays. I've talked about this in a few places at this point now. Like they understand it's not working on Fridays, so I'm trying it a different day, but I still haven't done it. This is one of those things that like I know it's going to be beneficial if I am consistent with it, but I don't enjoy doing it at all. And then I am a little bit ahead of schedule then. I'm gonna put my communication routine, and then I'm gonna make sure that I cook dinner, and then I start getting ready to leave for dance at about 7. So yeah, there's a little bit of extra space here. Like I see it, but somehow I always run out of time every day. So I'm not gonna fill in that extra space, and I'm gonna leave it a little bit blank. In terms of other tasks, I need to schedule the lattes with Laken. I did also mention this somewhere else too, is that instead of putting them up here at the top, also I was gonna film the day in life yesterday and filming it today. I've been using Google Task at the top of my Google Cal. So schedule lattes Laken, I need to practice for dance tonight. And then I originally had meal plan on Wednesday so I could go to Trader Joe's on Thursdays. I went to Trader Joe's on Sunday, so I don't need to do a full meal plan, and we're gonna be out of town this weekend. But I am gonna go ahead and swing by Trader Joe's tomorrow after PT, so I'm gonna start a list. What are the things? Almond milk is like the big one. Somehow it didn't get on my list last week. And then we're almost out of dark chocolate, and it's just so much less expensive at Trader Joe's. So I'm gonna stop by Trader Joe's on my way home from PT tomorrow since it's on the way home and grab those couple things. But I'm gonna get the list started today. So as I think of other things as I go throughout my day, I can jot them down. Okay, I think that's it in terms of my plan for today. Okay, while I've got the camera in top-down mode, let me go ahead and check off a couple of things on my power sheets of how my April goals are going. So reminder, today is the 6th. You're seeing this video way later than that, but I'm filming it on the 6th. Feeling very good about some of the like monthly progress that I've made. Actually, I can go ahead and shade this in. I did make these plans. I'm still waiting on a couple of other people to see if they're gonna join us, but I went ahead and bought my ticket and made plans with one friend to go with. If other people join, great. If not, it's fine. I did this last night. I did read before bed. I was very impressed with myself. So I took my Kindle with me to the show to read on the subway. I thought if I read on the subway coming home from the show, then I would be invested in the story and be much more likely to want to read when I got in bed when I got home instead of watch whatever on Netflix or, you know, Hulu. And it worked. So I did read before bed last night, which is awesome. I'm making headway into that book and it's good. Okay, and then I haven't read nonfiction yet. It's part of my morning routine. That's after all of this, or same with PT water. I did get my rings yesterday. And then I already did my health planner, which I talked about. Okay, I completely forgot. This is one of the negatives about like setting my week up in advance and then not going back and checking my Google Cal. Sometimes I try to, if I'm gonna make a change in my Google Cal, take this down and update it. And I forgot to do that, but here's the good news. So I have a one-on-one call that I had forgotten to put on here that is at 4:45. And what happened was it was a call that was supposed to happen on Monday, but her power went out. And so we had to reschedule, and she rescheduled on Monday. And so it's in my Google Cal. It's totally fine. I just forgot to put it on my daily planner. So it doesn't change all that much, truthfully. It just means like all of this is kind of just going to get pushed back and this kind of empty white space goes away. Totally works out, not a big deal. I'm really glad that she sent me a message. So that's the other thing is I always post a picture of my daily planner in the Patreon Facebook group, and she's also a Patreon member. So she saw it, posted, and sent me a message and was like, are we still having our call today? I don't see it on your planner. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you for letting me know. So just had to get that updated. All right, my morning routine is basically done, minus the fact that I still need to get ready for the day, and I do fully get ready on Wednesdays since I go live every Wednesday. I got my workout in. For me, working out is one of those goals, action steps that I really rely on momentum. When I do something every day, or at least every weekday, it makes it easier for me to keep going. And I know I did a whole video on momentum versus motivation, and I feel like it's hard sometimes to explain really how momentum feels until you're actually in it. And it varies by different goals. And one thing I didn't talk about in that video that really, like working out this morning and the fact that it's Wednesday and this is the third day in a row and I've done it, and it just reminded me that like some goals rely much heavier on momentum, and it's gonna be different for different people and it's gonna be different for different goals. But like for me in particular, working out is one of those like momentum goals. Like it really does carry over day after day, and that might not be the case for you. I would rather do a little something every day because I know that the momentum is going to help me continue to go after it, whereas you might be somebody who momentum is not really going to help you with working out, and so you might want to do 3 days a week for 1 full hour because you're going to use a different kind of inspiration, motivation technique than momentum, different from me, and so you're gonna do it less frequency, more time. There is no right answer here. Like that is one of the things I think that I also struggle with like even sharing my personal goals. It's like, this is what works for me. This is how I apply what I know, and having the goals work for me. That may or may not work for you. Like that may or may not be something that helps you achieve your goals, and there is no one right answer. There just really isn't, and so you've got to figure out what works for you, and sometimes that takes some trial and error. Sometimes it takes what you would consider failing, and I was talking to a one-on-one client about this earlier this week. She was talking about quitting something, and what I told her is that I asked her a bunch of questions, got a lot of context, and I said, what you are telling me, you are not quitting, you're changing. You're changing the action steps that you're taking to get towards the same goal. You're not quitting the goal, you're quitting that individual action step because it's not working for you. And it's just the reminder that like changing your mind about your action steps, it does not mean that you're quitting, it does not mean that you're failing, it just means that you're changing your mind and going about it in a different way. And sometimes we just have to try things to see if they work, and if we change our minds, it's okay, it's totally fine. The other thing I want to add is there might be a goal action step that worked for you in a particular season based on your other commitments, what else is going on in the world, your other people in your life, your current energy levels, whatever it is. That action step may have worked for you then. If it doesn't work for you now, again, it doesn't mean that you're failing, it doesn't mean that you're quitting, it just means that your circumstances have changed, which all of us experience that every single day. Our circumstances change. And so changing your action step because your environment and your circumstances change, again, not failing, not quitting. So, okay, I did not think that was gonna turn into a little mini like spiel, I don't know what to call it, about momentum and changing your mind and quitting and all of these things. So I'm gonna finish getting ready. I just have on one of my Athleta shirts that I love. I talked about these in my last favorites video, and I also always try on dance days to pick a shirt that I like to wear during the day, but then we'll also can just wear the same shirt to dance and just swap out for a sports bra. All right, running a little bit behind because I didn't really factor in time to stop and have breakfast, and then the taxes did take me a little bit longer actually than I thought. So it is about 11:50, so it's almost 12. I still think I'm gonna have time to work on this Instagram content going into, or before it's time to get ready for the live, but let's talk about content planning and kind of how I do that. All right, content planning. I first have to say, and I've mentioned this before, a lot of what I have implemented in terms of content creation, I learned from Mrs. Amanda Warfield on Instagram and her content batching course and community. She changed my mind a lot on how I approach content and what it means for my business. Now, that also has shifted over the last year and a half because of the way that my business has shifted and the fact that it is now my full-time job. And so how I view content in terms of the other aspects of everything else that I create and do on the internet has changed a lot. So let's start with YouTube. I plan out my YouTube videos on a Google Doc. I have tried a number of times to plan it in written. You know I'm a pen and paper girl, but I could not figure out a way to plan my YouTube videos handwritten that allowed me the flexibility to be able to move things around. And then once I brought on an editor, it made it so much easier because then I could just share that file with her and she could see when and what I was planning to film. So I have two different sections on this spreadsheet. One section is all about the batched videos. So what I will do is take one day a month and I will create all of the batched videos for the following month. Most of the time, this is just the video that goes up on Monday. That's what I would consider the batched videos. Sometimes it will include a Wednesday video if I'm gonna be out of town and I wanna replace the live with a batched video. And then last month I happened to also have a batched video on a Friday because I was doing something special for my birthday. At a minimum though, it's the 4 Monday videos for the following month. And those videos are usually some sort of goal-focused teaching related topic. Then the other section is what I call the real-time videos, or the ones that I film every single week and don't batch them in advance. Those are the Plan With Me videos and these Day in the Life videos. And I will plan in advance which ones I'm doing, and I will try my best to have it up to date for my editor what days I'm going to be filming the Day in the Life. As you saw in my planner, I'd planned to film this video yesterday. That's what the spreadsheet said. I changed my mind and did it today. She is very, very awesome and flexible, and so if I usually change it by a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. And then if I want to talk about anything specific in that Plan With Me or that Day in the Life, I will include that note in my Google spreadsheet as well. So when it comes to creating videos on YouTube, that's how I plan them out. And then I film them one day a month or once a week, depending on what the video is. And then I upload the footage to my editor and she edits and uploads them. Then the last part is getting the video ready to go. So the thumbnail, the title, the description box, all of the like extra stuff that makes the video polished essentially. And so the way that I have made this work for me is I created this little printout and I have it broken down into those like same almost 3 sections. What did I batch that month? What are the lives, and then what are the videos that I'm filming once a week. And then as I prep those videos, I will use this as a way to check it off. That way I know that I'm doing all the steps I need to do. I know which videos are done and which videos aren't done. In fact, I almost want to add a column here. I almost want to add 2 columns. One for, did I film this video yet? Which is unnecessary for the batch videos and the live videos though, but helpful on those other ones. But really another one of when, if it's edited, like if it's uploaded. So like right now, she has some of these videos already done and uploaded and ready for me to do, but sometimes I'm all caught up and I've prepped all the videos that she's uploaded. Something to think about. I swear, every time I film a Day in the Life Gold, anything where I'm talking about my own life, something comes out. Like I get an idea or I figure something out while I am talking to you about it. So that's YouTube. They're really, I consider I have 4 pieces of content or big categories, platforms, whatever, that I create content for every month. So that's YouTube. The second one is my email newsletter, which I send out once a month. It's very short, very brief. If you're not signed up for that, I will leave that link down below. It's a culmination of like a personal life update, a goal focus related tip, and then I also have been including what I'm reading or what I read in the prior month. There's not a whole lot of additional planning or batching that goes into that. It's really, I plan when I'm gonna work on it and then I come up with the ideas as I'm writing. I don't like plan the ideas in advance. The third like category of content for me that is content in my mind and in the sense that I'm batching it is the Patreon related content. So there are daily texts that go out to the texting tier. There are daily Monday through Friday Facebook posts that go up in the Facebook group. There's a weekly schedule that goes up on Patreon telling them what videos are coming out this week and when there are calls, if there are any that week. And then there are the actual Patreon posts with the Zoom links for all of our calls throughout the month. So all of those things I plan out and work on in advance. So similarly to the email newsletter, I don't have like a separate session where I plan this out and then I execute on it. Like it's just I sit down and I power through creating all the Patreon content for the next month. All right, let's talk about Instagram, which, well, it's already 12. We'll see if by the time I'm done talking with this, I might go ahead and set up for the live and then get through whatever Instagram content I can get through. I, in an ideal world, would like to have all my Instagram content ready to go for at the beginning of the month. Like that would be my ideal scenario. Truthfully, that it has really rarely ever happened. And there's a couple of different reasons for that. One of them is like me actually taking aside the time to do it. And I know that like I can do it in real time. Some of it is like I come up with ideas in real time and I just want to post. And then some of it is it's based off of a YouTube video. And I used to have this mindset or this struggle that I had to do all my Instagram stuff at the beginning, but then if I wasn't prepping a video yet, then I wasn't gonna be done with all of it, so then I just would do none of it. So now I'm kind of looking at it in like a couple of different categories. Some of it I can prep in the beginning, and that's what I'm gonna try to finish today. Yes, I realize it's April 6th, and like this could have been done a week ago. Some of it, the ones that are related to YouTube videos, I added now a section on this for just to be about Instagram, so I can do it as part of that. And then if inspiration strikes, inspiration strikes. That's one of the reasons why I also, when I create content on Instagram in advance, I will always put it in drafts. I don't schedule it out to go on a particular time. Now, I might try this differently when we travel, but when I am going to be here, I just schedule it as drafts. That way each day when I'm ready to post on Instagram, I either post what I've planned in drafts or I post whatever inspired me that day. And the way I kind of track all of the real-time social media things is I created my own calendar. Now, I don't want to show you the whole thing because there's like some stuff that I don't want to share until it's time to go up. But I use this calendar that I created myself, literally in Excel. That's it. And I have all the things that go up on a given day. So like on Mondays, I always post the weekly Q&As. I always post the story about whatever YouTube video is going up that day, whatever that Instagram post is. And so these are the ones that I won't be able to prep today because I'll prep them when I do those videos. And then what is the Facebook post going up in the Patreon group? The little dot means that it's already scheduled and ready to go, and that it will happen automatically and I don't actually have to do it. And then Tuesdays I have answering the Instagram Q&A and so on and so forth. Wednesdays I've got a lot of the lattes with Laken stuff. But this is what I keep out on my desk all month long, and I'm able to cross things off as I do them or as that post goes live. So what I'm hoping to get through today, there's like 3 reels on this page and then probably another 7 posts of like that I could work on today. Like the idea or the concept of the post is not, and there's nothing I'm waiting on. So that's the goal of what I'm trying to get through and get prepped today. Again, I think what I'm gonna do is get everything set up for the live first, since that is much more time sensitive, and have all that prepared, ready to go. Do whatever I can for Instagram before the live, and then we'll pick it back up afterwards. Just kidding. I got none of the Instagram stuff done. I got all the live stuff set up, and then when I went into the kitchen to get my coffee cup, I've mentioned this a lot before behind the scenes, when I take the thumbnail for the live, there's nothing in my cup. The cup is empty. And then later on, I will go fill it up with something as we get closer to it. Because otherwise, I'm cutting it way too close for the thumbnail. I don't like doing it that close to the start, or my coffee or tea or whatever's in my cup gets really not the right temperature. So anyways, I went in there to get the cup and decided I was hungry. So, which that's questionable. Was I actually hungry, or was I just in the kitchen and something sounded good? So I had a little bit of leftovers, just a small bowl of leftovers. And then I came back in here. I've been trying to eat my lunch or breakfast or whatever in the kitchen and not eat at my desk. Really trying to work on that. Came back in here, it was about 12:45, and was like, I'm not gonna do any of it. So I decided to use that time to practice for dance tonight. I've been trying to be better about not only just practicing, but practicing in front of the mirror and like looking at myself and being like, okay, what do you need to change about this? What is wrong? Or what questions do you have for the choreographer? As of the time I'm filming this video, the show is in like 20 something days. I guess I can look at that thing. 22 days until the show. It's, I guess that doesn't seem right because the show is on a Saturday. Today's Wednesday. I think it's 3 weeks from Saturday, so it should be more like 24 days. I don't know how I ended up with such a wrong number on that thing. But anyways, the show is in 3.5 weeks, and so really trying to feel good about it. This is the last weekend that I don't have something dance related. We're actually going to Austin for a wedding, but then there's something dance the 2 weekends leading up to the show where we're performing in front of each other. And so it's like, I want to feel good about where I'm at. So took that time, got my practice in, and now it is 12:58, and I've got my setup all ready to go. I've got my coffee, my water. All right, I know you have it too. I know that you have those action steps, those things that are on your planner, on your to-do list that you blow up that they're gonna be way worse. They're gonna take longer, they're gonna be more frustrating, and that is me and recapping the live. I don't know what it is. Well, I think I know what it is. I think what happened, I used to try to do it right after the live, like as soon as it was over, when the live was at 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. But by 7 p.m., especially after I just talked for an hour, I had no energy, no desire to do all of the recap stuff. When I say recap, I mean I add the links to the description of questions that people asked or things that came up. I add like the cards at in the top if I'm referencing a certain video of mine, and then I post a summary of it on Instagram. So anyways, I used to feel like I had to do it right afterwards, and I never had the energy to do it at 7 p.m. And so I finally let go of that and started doing it on Thursdays, like after the day after, and realizing like that was fine. Then when I left my corporate job to work full time and I moved the live up to 1 p.m. Eastern, I was like, okay, you do it right afterwards. Like you might as well just like take that momentum and keep going. But I always felt like I needed a little bit of a break. And so what I did today, I took that break. I actually made Sam take it with me. I mean, he had texted me about something while I was live. So I went in his office and sat on his couch and we chatted for like 10 minutes. And then I came back in here and I powered through, and now it is 2:40. It only took me about 30 minutes to do that recap, but I gave myself that break before. So I think that's what I'm gonna plan on from now on. Taking a little bit of a break right after the live is over and then pushing through, because it's really not as bad as I always make it out to be. All right, it's about 4 o'clock. I'm already somewhat running out of steam. This is why I have to get up early and do things like earlier in the day, because by the time we get to this point of the day, I am just not as functional. So I'm gonna cross off Instagram content. I didn't quite finish it. I did what I could in terms of posts. The things I didn't get to today were reels. There's 3 reels that I would like to film that I thought today would be a good day because I was already ready to go for the live, but I just don't have the energy and I would be kind of not fully there. So I put that on the list for things to do tomorrow. So I have about 45 minutes for this one-on-one call. I think what I'm gonna go and do is my communication routine, because that is more of a priority. If I don't get to the digital routine today, that's okay. So I'm gonna do my communication routine, take this one-on-one call, and then we will regroup for dinner. All right, it's about 5:30. I feel like all you've seen for the rest of this day is me sitting here at the desk, but we are gonna go make dinner in a little bit. That last call is great. We chat. There are some, I think I mentioned this either in a plan with me or in a vlog, that there are some clients that I chat with one-on-one that I know we're gonna go over on the time, because that's just our relationship and we're just gonna chat about it. There's gonna be a lot more like, what are you up to, life updates, and I just allocate for that, and this is one of those people. So we chatted a little bit longer than normal, and now I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to my digital cleanup routine today. So I'm probably just gonna forget about it this week, because tomorrow there's just gonna be way too many things that I need to get done since I'm out of the office on Friday. So I'm just gonna let it go this week. I need to go back to the drawing board on that one. And I just had a thought. This is gonna be one of those, like, I didn't follow my own advice situations. Also, I feel like you can't, the glare on my eyes with these glasses is like not really working. So I just implemented a whole brand new routine in that digital routine instead of implementing it one habit at a time. That's not what I tell you to do. I tell you, if you're gonna start a new routine, like an AM routine or PM routine, you pick one habit and you layer them on. And that's exactly how I should do my digital routine. And then the other problem with the digital routine is right now I feel like I'm playing catch up instead of proactive. So like, for example, one of the steps is to clean up the downloads folder on my computer. Well, it's not just the downloads from that week, it's like it goes back to all of time. So I feel like what I should do, or what would be the most beneficial, not should as in like I should do this, like what would be the most beneficial for me in this goal, is to take one piece of the digital routine and then do it daily as part of my morning routine until that piece of it is caught up. Then I likely can just do it weekly. I think it depends on what it is. Like some of them, like Instagram, I don't even know what I meant by that. Did I mean like the people that I follow? Cause like, do I need to do that every single day? Photos I get. Right now I'm doing them once a day to get caught up on the backlog anyways. And my ultimate goal will be to clean them up once a week. Like computer downloads, you know, Google Drive. I don't know. I need to reevaluate. Let's just put it that way. I need to reevaluate this goal, this routine, because what I've tried to implement is it's not working for me. So I am going to take the next 30 minutes to take a break. Actually, well, a little bit. I'm gonna tidy up the office first off, because it's kind of a mess. And then I'm going to sit on the couch and read my fiction book until about 6. And then I will make some dinner.
Okay, I know this doesn't look very appetizing, but trust me, it is absolutely delicious. One of our favorite weeknight dinners. I would not qualify it as a quick dinner because it does take about 45 minutes total to cook, but a lot of that is just it sitting in the pan. So there's literally 2 things to cut. I cut up the sweet potato. There's only 1 sweet potato you have to cut. And then the sausage, which I buy the pre-cooked sausage from Trader Joe's, which saves me a lot of time as well. I don't have to wait for the sausage to cook. And then you add in all the ingredients and basically let it sit there for 30 minutes and let it cook. And then at the end, you go back in and you add the cheese. And the only thing, I found this recipe online. I have no idea where I found it. I will leave it linked down below. But the only thing that I change, besides the fact that I buy pre-cooked sausage from Trader Joe's, is that then I add basically a whole bag of spinach because it didn't have a vegetable and I felt like it really needed a vegetable. And so now the spinach is basically cooked down, like you add in the cheese at the end. And so I add the spinach at the end when I add the cheese. And then just kind of wait for the cheese to melt and the spinach to wilt. And then it's basically done. I know, again, it doesn't look super appetizing. It's sweet potato, sausage, rice, salsa, beans, and then, yeah, I mean, I added spinach and cheese, and it is absolutely delicious. And while that was cooking, because again, I did a little bit of prep and then let it sit for about 25-ish minutes. I put on a sports bra, put on leggings, and like put my hair up so that I'm all ready to go for dance because it's about 7 o'clock. So I'm basically just gonna eat this and then head out the door and go to dance. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog here. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know why I said that in 8 million ways. Whichever one sounds the best. Planner, what was that? The video, I want to replace the Wednesdays live, blah, blah. And I want to answer the question. Right after the live is open. Open?